Hey guys, it's Misty. We got the FSU Fight song on. That was requested by Grant Miller. I'm not complaining because I'm a Noel alumna. Here we are for another Marketing Monday. I hope you guys are having a great week. Today we're talking about Clubhouse.
That's why we got this music on.
We got the music on. We're talking about Clubhouse.
FSU and UM playing next year at Tallahassee. Am I correct?
I think. I don't know. I know the ACC schedule came out, but I am horrible.
I think it's up. I think it's up there. So
I don't want to get
exciting.
my hopes up. I don't know what's going to happen with the pandemic.
Okay, I keep reading about Clubhouse. What is it?
Yeah, Clubhouse. All right. So this is a new social media app, newish, I should say. But it's new to most people.
What's new?
Including myself, the app.
What's new to you?
Clubhouse itself.
I know, but I'm saying.
I just heard about it.
Is it a month old, 2 months old, 6 months?
Well, in popularity, it's been really starting to be talked about in the last month or two. That's why I wanted to talk about it today, because I want you guys to get ahead of this trend, get on there now and start building your credibility. I think it's going to be really awesome for business. We'll talk about that, but it's still in beta mode. So here's the thing: you have to be, the developers are still quote unquote testing it, so it's in beta mode. So the tricky thing, unfortunately, is that you have an Android, you can't get it. But if you have an iPhone, you can send you an invitation. So I can send you an invitation right now and you can join it if you want.
Okay.
So that's something that's cool to note about that. So that's how brand new it is. But it's not even completely open.
But that takes half the population out. If you because a lot of people doesn't have iPhones.
Well, this is the thing. It's so brand new that they're going to be rolling these things out. So pretty much every week there's a new update available. They're launching new things that people are asking for. So it's really new, but people are just loving it, including myself. And so that's why I was like, let me help people get on top of this trend.
Are there lockers in the Clubhouse? In the Clubhouse,
yeah.
What's in there?
You got your keg party room. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I guess there could be.
I have to ask Tommy, our producer, are you on Clubhouse yet?
Nope, I have Android.
Okay.
Tommy can't get on Clubhouse.
Okay, so let's hear about it.
An invite so you can check it out. So let's talk about what it is, first of all, right? So what's Clubhouse? Because that's the whole thing. It's an app. It's new. We've established that, right? So what exactly do you do with this app? So I've heard it. I have my list here because I've heard it described in a few different ways. So Clubhouse explains it very simply as a drop-in audio chat. Other ways that I've heard it explained is as a voice chat app, Zoom with no video, live interactive podcast. To me, I think of it as one of those old school AOL chat rooms. You know how you used to log on to AOL? I don't know if you did this, and in my generation, we did this, and we'd hop into chat rooms and just talk to whoever, but it was through typing.
No.
But so this is all through audio. But that's essentially what it is. There's no video, so there's no need to do your hair, makeup, or get all how.
I don't have to wear high heels.
You don't have to wear your high heels or your lipstick. You can skip your haircut for a couple weeks if you want. It's all audio only. You can't even send somebody a message, a photo, nothing. It's only audio, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just started a month or two ago, really rolling.
Really gaining popularity, yes.
So
I think I became a member at the end of December. I secured an invite.
Okay, so if I want to join the newspaper, what advantage would I have? A business.
So as a business, here's the thing to know about it. Number one, somebody cannot manage it for you. So unfortunately, you can't hire somebody like me to manage this for you because you have to be the one speaking, right? So that's the thing to know about it also. So if you're going to get into it, you want to commit to it. But as a business owner, you can join, and then we go into, so Clubhouse has things called clubs and they have things called rooms, right? So a room is where you have your conversations. And anyone can start a room, and it can be about pretty much any topic under the sun. I have to imagine that Clubhouse has some kind of rules there about what's allowed and not allowed to be talked about, but anything that you're interested in. So let's say as a small business owner, you want to connect with people in Miami. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from starting your own room to get people having a conversation about doing business in Miami, right? Or real estate in Miami, or whatever it is that you want to talk about.
What name do you open it up at? Your own name, or do you open a company name?
Yeah, right. So that depends. That's your preference. Mine is in my name. You get an account, and it's associated with your, right, as of right now, only iPhone phone number, your mobile phone number. So I can't have multiple accounts unless I have multiple iPhones,
right?
And with multiple phone numbers, right? So I put it in my personal name because I wanted to brand it under that rather than the business, because at the end of the day, it's me having the conversation anyway. So for you, I mean, everyone in community newspapers could have their own account, and you can put it in your bio, and you can do group rooms together. So kind of like what we do here, but in the app.
And it's only by text messages or by voice?
Only by voice.
So you could all be talking.
Yeah, so everyone can talk. So it's one person. So there's etiquette rules, right? So basically, essentially, and I can open mine up and show you if you want, but basically one person talks at a time. And then like, let's say the and they're run by what's called moderators. So let's say you want to get a group of people together, or a group of local business owners together, and you want to have a conversation around business. And let's say you want your room to be public, which is what most people do. So that means anybody and everybody who's interested in that topic or is following you.
This is like Zoom, isn't it?
That's why people think of it like Zoom.
But you can't see.
You can't see anybody. And on Zoom, you have to have an invite, right? Like you have to have the link or the meeting ID to get in. This, if it's public, anybody can walk into your room and listen to what you're talking about. Could
they bomb it, talk?
They can talk only if you allow them to talk. So you can do something called, like, let's say you join a room, right? You're like, oh, that sounds like an interesting topic, right? You join a room and you do what's called raising your hand. And then the moderator,
just like the Zoom.
Yeah, just like Zoom. And the person that's in charge can invite you to become a speaker or not. That's up to them. And you keep your mic muted.
Right.
And then they will either, depending on how they're running the room, they'll either call you and say, hey, Grant, notice that you joined us. Do you have something that you want to add to this conversation? And then you unmute yourself. Hey, yeah, actually, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so it's like Zoom or whatever program. There's other programs other than Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the advantage of this, you don't have to be sitting in front of your phone. You can be driving, just have the phone on the side.
You can do it through the Bluetooth in your car. You know, if most people have that set up these days, their phone connected to their Bluetooth. You can listen and you can talk. So
there's a huge advantage because you could do multiple things.
Yeah. So sometimes, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes there's something interesting going on. So I'm listening while I'm multitasking and doing other things. Or I use it too when I like go on a walk. So sometimes I take breaks throughout the day and I'll go on a walk and I'll listen to a Clubhouse room. And then if it's something sometimes they're huge rooms and you have celebrities in there. So that's pretty cool because you get to like just hear them. And then if you want to speak, you can raise your hand as a speaker and try to get an interaction with them that way. So that's pretty cool. Like I was in a room last week with, I don't know if you guys know who The Game is, and Ja Rule, Ezekiel Elliott's dad was in there. It was just pretty cool to know like they're right there having a live conversation and I'm in there listening to this conversation. And if I wanted to, I could raise my hand to try and be invited up, what we call on stage. So on Clubhouse, when you're in the speaker part of the app, it's called being on stage. So I could have asked them to invite me up as a speaker. And then I could have potentially ask one of these celebrities a question if I wanted to. To me personally, from a business standpoint, I'm seeing a lot of growth and connections happening. They're happening in the smaller rooms. So if a room has like 800 and something people or 300 and something people,
that's big.
That's huge. And there's a lot less and you're not the one running it, right? There's a lot less opportunity that you're going to be able to speak on there. What's happening now?
It's somebody's birthday. It's not your birthday.
No, not mine.
Whose birthday was it this weekend?
My dad's birthday?
Your dad's birthday.
My dad's birthday. It was my dad's birthday.
I don't know his first name. I just remember as Commissioner Buck. Ron, Commissioner Buck, Commissioner of Football at Sandland in the 80s. So it's Ron, right?
Yeah, Ron.
And how old was he? How old's your dad's birthday? How old?
67.
67 years old. 67. So while we're playing Happy Birthday in the background, so you took him fishing?
Yeah, this is total sidetrack. But yeah, we went fishing on Saturday.
This is ADD.
I love it, but I like it. Lake Okeechobee. We went fishing on Saturday.
And wait, but your brother bragged about you, and he never brags about you.
My brother never brags about me, and yes. So we had a good day. Half the time he was yelling at me at how terrible I am at fishing and how I better not break his rod and do all these other things.
And what happened?
He had lots of rules, but I only caught 2 fish, but I caught the biggest bass of the day. So my bass was 4.89 pounds. So that's pretty damn big. That's pretty good.
Gosh, it's this big.
It's this big.
We're in marketing. It's this big.
It was this big, guys. No, that was super fun.
Well, Ron, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
All right, let's get back to the Clubhouse.
All
Speaking of reason, it came up Clubhouse, your dad's birthday.
Oh, like thinking of like the Optimist Club.
Yeah, you know, that's where I met. I don't even know if you were born yet. What year were you born?
81.
That was right around then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I known her dad forever. He was commissioner at Signland, and I was involved with some other football programs. All right, so let's get back to this Clubhouse.
Yeah, so back to Clubhouse. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can get into a room. You can start a room again about anything that you want. You can have call to actions where you.
All right, so give me an example. So, pick one of your clients, XYZ. Oh, let's use a lawyer. Okay. We won't say who it is.
Okay, this is a lawyer. Okay.
Okay, a lawyer. Why would they want to open a Clubhouse?
So an attorney, there's a couple reasons that you might want to have a Clubhouse. Number one, you might want to network with other attorneys for referral, right? For referral business, because let's say the thing is about Clubhouse, you can connect with anybody anywhere in the world, right? Like it just depends on their time zone and if they happen to be in the same room as you at the same time.
Right.
So an attorney could connect with anybody anywhere, and then you start to build those relationships. Now those relationships take place typically outside of Clubhouse. The rule of thumb is to make sure that your bio is on point and that you have your Twitter and your Instagram there, so people can find other ways to connect with you outside of Clubhouse. And they absolutely will. So another thing for an attorney is, let's say you want to, again, depending on your market area, but maybe you want to talk about a particular area of law. Maybe there's a piece of legislation that's changing the way things are done and you want people to know, or maybe it's just like, hey, I'll use an example. You know, how do you, if you feel like somebody was wrongly convicted, it's a hot topic. What do you do in that scenario? Like, what are your rights, looking at, and maybe they want to have a conversation around that. And maybe it's something other attorneys might want to get in and ask questions or participate in the conversation, because that's the whole thing. This is not like you're going to have.
Is this on the stock market?
I don't think so.
It's private.
I think so. I'm almost positive it's still, because it's so new and still in development stages. I think it's.
And where do you think this is going to go?
I think this is going to be huge. But
why?
I really do. A lot of people in my industry really do, because it's just like you just drop in and you open the app and you either create, and you can schedule ahead of time and let people know that you're going to talk about XYZ. But the connections that are happening here are amazing, because you have to think of these as conversations and not use it as a place to go and just have like you're having a webinar and you're going to do like your own TED talk and just talk forever. This is about short bites of conversation that you're having and allowing other people to participate in that and connect with you through that way. So maybe you're just in there talking about something that's just an interest to you. Like maybe you're just talking about fishing, or maybe, fishing is just using that example because we're just talking about it, but maybe it's something that, that you offer, you're a fishing guide, or you do whatever, and you want people to contact you about that. You can give tips, and then people are automatically going to see you as an expert. So that's the thing. You're establishing yourself as an expert in these
in a field.
Yeah.
So what's the disadvantages to the Clubhouse? Are there any?
Disadvantages. So it's still new and I'm still playing around with it. Disadvantages is.
Have you recommended it to any of your clients yet?
I wanted to get to know it a little bit better. Now that I feel that I do, I would recommend it to my clients. If they had the time to invest in it.
Well, like like a restaurant. Why would they do it? But I could see why. They could talk about how to cook.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your interest, and you may want to join because you just want to connect with other restaurant owners or whatever it might be, because maybe you just feel, people don't get me in it, or I have this problem and I want to solve this, and you just it's just, I don't know how to explain it until you get in there and use it. It's hard to understand it,
and it's hard because this is like old radio. Now everything's visual. Now this is not visual. You can't picture who it is.
But think about it. People want, more than anything, people are craving access to other people. They don't even want to buy programs anymore where they don't have access to the person providing the program, right? So like you have all these consultants or coaches or this or that, and they're doing all these programs, and people may want that, but what they really want is access to you. Like people are craving those relationships, and that's why this is so.
Speaking of craving,
there's big cheese is my favorite. One of my favorites.
Is it?
I love big cheese. Yeah.
How do how can you eat big cheese? You gain 20 pounds when you walk in there.
Well, I don't eat it all the time. Oh, but you know what I do get? I get the Caesar salad with the grilled shrimp.
Oh,
that's my go-to.
Very good. Very good.
That's my go-to. Yeah.
And their business is doing well.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's tough. So, all right. Community newspapers, how could we use Clubhouse? How can I use Clubhouse?
Right. So, well, if you wanted to connect with people that are local business owners, or whatever, like what would you want to use it for? Like what's your...
To promote local business, but people don't want to listen to that. They want to maybe...
Right. They want to have conversations. Yeah.
Right.
So you might say like, okay, we're going to do a room once a week or twice a week or whatever it is. And by the way, you do enough rooms, you can start, I'm going to get really confusing here, but you can start what's called a club. And that's basically like the umbrella where you can just have everybody go for all, another way for people to get to all access all your rooms. They can kind of subscribe to it in a way, but you have to host rooms enough time. Anyway, I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, but you could host like a weekly show where you invite people on there to talk about building their local small business. And like, that could be your thing. Like every club could be about, we're talking about, small business tips Q&A or small business strategy Q&A.
This is just another avenue to communicate with people.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming. That's Anna Capri, who's also a sponsor.
Oh, they're also phenomenal.
Yeah. So,
all the carbs, give me.
All the carbs. You notice that Tommy and I eat a lot of carbs.
All the carbs.
Okay. So there's the Clubhouse, and there's a club within it. So but you need to build followers, correct? To make it work.
Yeah.
And how do I, when I'm going to go on show, how do I communicate with you? Does it be?
So you can follow me and I can follow you, and then I'll get a notification. Instagram. Yeah. And then I'll get a notification when you've started a room. Or here's the other really cool part. So people who are following you, if you want to invite them to a room that you're in, so maybe you start a room about having a small business chat, right? And you're like, okay, I want more people to join. So what you do is you click, there's a button where you click, and I'll show you that you click, and you can invite people, and if you ping them, in other words, it's called, into your room. So, hey, so-and-so just invited you to join this room that they're in talking about blah, 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 blah. So if I get it and I'm available, I can be like, ooh.
It seems a little confusing to me.
So it's hard to understand until you're in it. It really is.
But it's almost like a radio station.
It is. It's like
so
a radio station, but you don't have to call in. You just click a button and now you're in the show.
Here's my radio keyboard, whatever you want to call it. So I go into my radio station. Right. I push it. Mm-hmm. Within that radio station, there's a bunch of other radio station, other frequencies. Right. It's just like a radio station.
Yeah. So exactly. So if you were to go, okay, so like I log in. Okay, here's someone's talking about. This is my country music station. This is my news radio, sports radio, pop, rock, whatever it is.
So same thing.
And then you choose which station you want to go into if we're going to use that analogy.
And then within that station, I could have 5 items to talk about. Clubs within my clubhouse.
You could. It's kind of like that.
Okay, it's hard to grab because a lot of people are just understanding, us old people, just understanding Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What else is there? What else do we do? Tommy?
Yeah, you have
TikTok,
LinkedIn.
I always thought TikTok was for dances.
Yeah, people do use it for that, but influencers are killing it on there, selling products and making money. I mean, the not necessarily my generation, but a lot younger generation. I mean, they'll just spend literally hours scrolling through TikTok.
Oh, I just love watching all those people dance. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
And the question is, how do they all get in rhythm? Do they have a mirror or something? How do they?
They practice.
Oh, okay.
They just practice. Yeah. What was I going to say?
Okay, so we have to take a while to learn Clubhouse.
Yeah, but I would get in there. You can claim your name. So even if you're not sure if you want to use it or not, get the app.
With your name? How many people have your name?
Your name. You would be surprised. So like mine, I got in early enough, I was able to claim it, but I use the same handle for everything. So mine is @TheMistyBuck, whether you're looking for me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, whatever. That's my name.
Do you use LinkedIn a lot?
I'm using it more, but not too much. Not as much as some of the other ones.
Why?
For me?
Yeah. That's Bay 13, by the way. Have you been there yet?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's an Australian restaurant.
Australian.
A brewery, am I correct, Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Brewery, but seating is about 150 seats outside.
Really?
Right across from the Hyatt Alhambra.
Really?
the game cricket.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know anything about that, but
outstanding.
Oh my God, I have to check that out because my husband and I were just like, man, we want to go to a bar where we get outside and just hang out, and this sounds perfect.
The guy who owns it, him and his wife, they're Australians. He also owns Threefold.
I don't know that one either. I know we don't.
Threefold? Yeah, Threefold in Gables, and he has two in Gables. One on Giralda and one on Red Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who MB is. Who's MB? Maxwell Brothers.
Oh, that one I've heard is amazing. I haven't been there yet.
It's a pizza place down
south. People are
posting
about it like crazy.
I have not been there. I've been there. It's 170th.
Right.
And it looks like a clothing store.
Yeah, you will miss it.
Oh yeah. And there's an ice cream place right next to him. Mayor Cunningham did a ribbon cutting for the ice cream place this past weekend. I missed it. Sweet Melanie, who's supposed to be. I've had it in Kendall. I don't know how this one is. Ice cream's unbelievable. Really? All right, so let's go over some of the products that you tell your clients to do. You have LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Right. Facebook. Instagram. Right. We don't do a lot of TikTok, but I don't have clients that their demographics would benefit from being on TikTok. So we don't do a lot of that.
All right. So back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a little different than Facebook. It's more business.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah. It's a lot more business.
And it's hard to get followers. It's not easy.
On there, yeah. I mean, you can from the pages. Yes, it's harder. I think you have to just be creative, and you just have and you have to show up. And it's like anything else, being interactive, not just I'm going to schedule something to go out so that I know a post is up, but then never look at it and never comment on other people's stuff. So, I mean, LinkedIn, I'll be honest with you, it irritates me a little bit because people are constantly sending me these sales messages, and that I don't know why people think this is a good tactic still. It drives me crazy. But I did have a guest on a couple of weeks ago that had a good point that said that's always an opportunity for you to meet somebody and just build out your network and build out your relationships. So I'm trying to think of it differently.
Well, everybody has their favorite.
Right.
LinkedIn's just interesting to me. I haven't figured it out yet. I mean, I have 13,000 followers.
Yeah.
But, to be successful, you gotta have hired, and you gotta produce good copy.
Right.
And you never know of the 13,000. Like I put up a video of I was in the Everglades this past weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Looks so awesome.
You see the photo shoots of it? It was unbelievable.
Oh my God.
And so many people watched it. It was a short little video, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But you never know what people want. And that's where a marketer needs to find out from you.
That's what you do. Yeah. You test out content. And I think on LinkedIn, it's more of depending again on what you want to do, but it would be for you, maybe more education on how to build your small business.
Right.
Than just on Facebook where you're showcasing
Sushi Maki.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Love sushi.
Local guy, Abe, went to Palmetto High School.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
that I didn't know. Go Panthers.
Yeah, he's a good guy. We just this is a test.
I'm gonna be super freaking hungry. My intermittent fasting window does not open up for like another hour.
Wait, you haven't eaten this morning?
No.
I tried that for like a month. Like every other day, I wouldn't eat breakfast. It didn't work.
Yeah,
I gained weight.
It takes time. It takes time.
Okay, so we're in the month of February.
Uh-huh.
Small businesses, your client businesses, what should they work at right now?
Right. I think again, finding ways. Number one thing, whether it's through something like Clubhouse, where it's you make yourself really accessible there, or whatever it is, finding ways to connect with your customers, right? Because we're easing back into some of this personal stuff, and some of this in-person stuff is starting to happen.
What do you mean?
Like people are starting to, go out a little bit more. Pinecrest Business, we're going to test out our first in-person networking event this month.
Congratulations. Where?
Thank you. At Evelyn Greer Park.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was credit to Grant. That was your brainchild.
And who are you going to speak?
Ron McGill is speaking.
So you're going to have how many tables and how many people at each table?
So it's 10 tables, 3 people to a table. So we're maxed out at 30 people. But if you can't make it there or you're not comfortable, we'll have it streamed live. You also can put tables outside too. I don't know that we talked to the park. There was some
pushback.
I don't know if there was pushback. I didn't have that conversation, so I'm not putting those words out there. I don't know, but I think this was the best solution they came up with for whatever reason.
Pinecrest is one of the cities that are being very cautious.
They're being very cautious, and I don't mind it. I really don't.
I think that they're being smart about it. They're cautious in the baseball program, all sports programs, and it's hard to enforce. but we all have to be cautious. We still have this glass up, and we'll all start. We're all waiting for the vaccine,
right?
And who knows how long it's going to be?
Yeah,
I still think it's going to be for years. Not that everybody's going to get it, but it's going to take years.
Oh, right.
Because just because you get the vaccine doesn't mean you can't catch it. You just
which is the crazy part.
You don't get any side effects.
You're just asymptomatic, but Correct. You can still get it and spread it.
Oh, you still can spread it?
That's why I think that's why they're telling you, because they're not sure. Maybe they're not sure about it, or it's proven. Right. I don't know, but they're telling you, even if you get the vaccine, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't hug people, because you can still spread it to them. The
congressman, I don't remember.
I read that today.
Yeah, he got it, and he's quarantined himself. So if he's quarantined himself, even though he had the vaccine, that means you could spread it.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So it's a little crazy still.
Right. It's a crazy time, and you just have to be cautious. So Pinecrest is being cautious, but it's still exciting that you're starting to go out.
Right. Yeah. We're exactly. So I think finding but people are still, I think, craving ways to interact with each other. But I think we're also enjoying. It's funny. Like, I know some people that are like, man, I don't really want things to go back 100% to the way that they were, where it was just sort of like a crazy sort of like free for all, and you were kind of all over the place. I think people are enjoying having a little bit more space, maybe, or working from home remotely, or having some of that. So it'll be interesting to see.
People are dying to go out, but they're not dying to do back to regular life.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yesterday, the roads were empty. But every restaurant that I went to, because, Sunday is my tradition that I go to about 4 restaurants and eat. Right. I work hard to maintain this body fat level.
Yes.
So all the restaurants I went to were mobbed, waiting lines. So people are eager to get out. Yes. They all want to keep their distance.
Right.
And everybody's still very paranoid about this disease.
Yeah. And I think it's for a good reason, right? We've seen the devastation.
Right.
That it's caused. So and there's so many variables to it. Like, I was talking to a friend, not to get off on a tangent, but I was talking to a friend this morning. We don't know some of the long-term effects. So even if you had it and you had a very mild case, there's still chances that down the road I think there's different things that are happening for people, but they're developing other issues.
Lots to do with
like
the lungs.
Lingering issues. Yes. So anyway, so it's still interesting. But so on that point, I think just we're obviously not just going to quickly turn the corner in this and be done with it, but people, they still want to feel like they are interacting with people. They're zoomed out, right? Everyone's completely zoomed out. We're over it. So I think it's trying to figure out, how do you maintain and build contact and relationships?
There's Golden Rule.
Golden Rule. Stone Crabs.
Palmetto High School graduates.
Yeah. Courtney was graduating with me.
The parents.
Oh, they were too?
I went to high school with them. Well, no, excuse me. I was enrolled. They went to school and they participated.
And what did you do?
I was enrolled. But the great family. I was there. Tommy and I were there 2 weeks ago. Local owned.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of promoting. Talk about social distancing. They opened another part of the restaurant.
Right.
On the east side. That's like tables are 8 feet apart.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So happy for Golden Rule. They're great people.
Yeah.
And she was.
And Courtney was graduated with me from Palmetto.
Yeah, so your counterpart, and Courtney is the president of the Seafood Festival down there in October.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so she's the chairperson of that. Congratulations to Courtney.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so what else we got to talk about in the next few minutes?
We got a few minutes left. So I think, so if you haven't checked out Clubhouse, check it out. Don't let it fall off your radar.
Is there a book that says, the yellow books, the dummy book?
How to for Clubhouse. Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking of putting together a guide on that. I know some people are starting to put that together. Actually, it's so new that there's not even that available yet. So I'm thinking of putting that together, maybe even doing a webinar to teach people how to do it.
You can do a Clubhouse just on that.
Yeah, exactly. And there are rooms like that, by the way. So if you join, you can go into a room and just listen to how to use Clubhouse. So that's a good thing to do. Get familiar with it before you starting your own rooms and doing all that kind of stuff.
It's very not tough for old businesses. Some businesses weren't using Facebook, wasn't using Twitter, wasn't using Instagram, wasn't using a lot of stuff. Now they're learning how to do this. Right. Now they got a new program that they have to learn.
It's always something new. And I think I sent out a newsletter this morning to actually promote this segment. But one of the things I was talking about is literally every single day. So I get newsletter digests just about social media, and every single day, this one changed this changed that. There's this new update, use this like this. It's literally a full-time job, just trying to keep up with all the new stuff. So I say that to say I've been doing this for 13 years, and there's always still
right out of high school.
That is sort of overwhelming to me at times. So I say that to say, don't let it get you so overwhelmed that you think I can't do this, because really
we do. We all get that feeling.
Yeah, everybody does, even me. And like I said, I do it every day. So I mean that to be encouraging in that you can still do stuff basic level. You don't have to, you listen to somebody like Gary Vee, who's freaking awesome, but he'll get you all ramped up that you got to be doing all this stuff. And you think, oh my God, if I'm not doing that, I'm going to fail. Gary Vee is, I don't know how to describe him, but he's like this.
He's the outside linebacker for the Tampa Bay Bucks?
No.
Oh. Is there any? Oh, I thought we did.
Oh my God, Super Bowl weekend is here.
All right. Who are you picking?
Ooh, I don't know that I can pick against the Chiefs, but it's also hard to count Tom Brady out. But the Chiefs,
yeah, it's funny. That is everybody. Everybody loves Tom Brady even more now they left New England.
That's true.
He's 43 years old. The Chiefs offensive coordinator, his play call is just unbelievable.
But what Mahomes can do, that he can run the ball, it's like so Tom Brady, he'll just kind of stick back, whatever. Mahomes goes wherever the heck he wants to go. The defense is phenomenal. I don't know, but it's still Tom Brady, and we've seen him do these crazy things. I think my brother told me on Friday that it was like 3 points or something like that.
Tommy?
3.
3.
It is 3.
So
okay.
Gambling's not a big win there, right? Tommy?
It's not.
No, I mean, it just depends on how much you bet on him. But 3 points, I'll take Brady and 3 any day.
Yeah, so my brother was telling me somebody bet like $1 million on.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
nice.
So if Tampa wins, that's the win for the Las Vegas. So
yeah.
All right. Next week? What are we going to be talking about?
So next week I have a guest coming on, and we're going to talk about I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now about that topic, but I have not met her before, but I'm super interested in having a conversation with her. I'm just drawing a blank on the whole thing.
This is a sign of age.
But I'm being honest with you. I know. I'm turning 40 next month. So there you go.
Wow.
I know.
And your mom's only 53.
Yeah, my mom's only 53.
Let's give a plug to her mom. She's a realtor.
She's a realtor. Best there is. She's been doing it pretty much my whole life. You're not going to get anybody who's going to do a better job than her.
She lives in the heart of Pinecrest?
Yeah. She's
lived there almost her whole life?
My mom, we moved there in 91, 92. We were there in we moved, we lived in like a temporary house while we were having our house built. We moved into our house like just 2 months before Andrew hit.
The big white one. Was it big white?
The one that we had off of 69th Court.
Right.
For many years, yeah. How do you know that house? You been there? I don't know anything. This might be an off-camera conversation.
No, not at all. I remember going to your house. Mom, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Okay, listen. It's always I love having you, inviting me on your show. I learned stuff.
Thank you for letting me have my show.
No problem is now you got me thinking about Clubhouse.
You will be addicted to it. I'm going to send you an invite right now when we hang up.
You got it. Close us out.
Yeah, when we close up. All right, guys, I want to thank you again for joining me. It is an awesome, marvelous, majestic, whatever you want to call it, Monday. I'm Misty with Miss Inc. This is Grant Miller with Community Newspapers. We want to thank you again for joining us. Have fun this week. Enjoy the weather. I think it's going to get cold again. And I will see you next week. As always, anything that you guys need, any comments, questions, whatever, you know how to find me on social at The Misty Buck, or look up Miss Inc. LLC, and we will get those questions answered for you either on the show or just through good old-fashioned messaging. So I wish you guys a great day. Make it a good one.
Have a great day.